Hello everyone! On this channel, we enjoy learning the kanji used in Japan. Together, we look at the original shapes of kanji, their meanings in Japanese, and the feeling or impression each character has. Today's kanji is otoko.
男
Let's take a look at the background of this kanji, which represents the male gender. 1. Ancient characters. Let's look at the oracle bone script. Even in this very ancient form, the character is a combination of ta field and chikara power, just like the modern kanji. In my video about the kanji chikara, I explained that the lower part, chikara, may represent a farming tool such as a plow or the shape of a muscle. When I was a child, my mother told me, men were relied upon for the heavy work in the rice fields. So that is why this kanji was created. When I heard that, I felt it made sense. Rice has long been the staple food in Japan, and growing rice requires a lot of physical work. I imagined how helpful strong men must have been in the fields. When I later looked into the origin of this kanji, I learned that this explanation is actually very close to the traditional interpretation. If you imagine a man working hard in the fields, swinging a plow and using his strength, you may also feel that the shape of this kanji makes sense. 2. The pronunciation of otoko. Before kanji were introduced to Japan, the native Japanese word for man was otoko. Later, when kanji came from China, the Chinese-style reading dan was also introduced. Here are some related words used in Japanese. In Japan, a young male child is called otoko no ko. In the early teenage years, the word shonen is often used. From the late teenage years to the early 20s, people may be called seinen. After that, the general word dansei is commonly used.
日本では幼少期は男の子、10代前半は少年、10代後半から20代中頃まで青年、以降は男性と呼ぶようになります。
3. Kanji related to otoko. Kanji that include the character otoko are actually not very common. You can see it in characters such as oi nephew and shu to father-in-law, but there are not many others. Even in ancient texts like oracle bone inscriptions, examples of the character otoko are not very frequent. Some scholars believe that this character originally meant a person who manages land, or perhaps a human being in general, regardless of gender. If otoko once referred to people in general, it is interesting that it may have something in common with the English word man, which was also once used to mean human being. 4. Expressions using otoko. There are several expressions that use this character.
男が立つ
To save a man's honor. This expression means that a man's dignity or reputation is preserved. For example, if he succeeds here, it will save his honor as a father.
ここで成功すれば父としての男が立つ
Another expression is otokogi.
男気
This word describes a person who values loyalty and human relationships, and who is willing to do their best for others. For example, he keeps his promises no matter how difficult it is. That is his otokogi.
約束したことはどんなに大変でも守るそれが彼の男気だ
There is also the word otokode.
男で
It has two meanings. The first meaning is male labor or manpower. For example, when carrying heavy luggage, it really helps to have some male strength.
重い荷物を運ぶときは男手があるととても助かる
The second meaning appears in the phrase.
男手一つで育てる
For example, my father raised me by himself.
男手一つで育てる
In Japanese, we say he raised me with only a father's hand, meaning that a father raised a child alone.
父が一人で私を育ててくれました日本語ではこのような時男手一つで育てると言います
In a previous video, I also mentioned that in the past, kanji written with strong and straight lines were sometimes called otoko style writing. If you have not seen that video yet, please also take a look at my video about the kanji te. 5. Stroke order. Now let's check the stroke order. If you have already studied the kanji chikara, this will be easy. You simply start by writing the top part, ta. Please try practicing by replaying the video slowly. 6. Summary. Today we learned the kanji otoko. In recent years, ideas about gender equality have become more common. So expressions such as otokogi or otokogatatsu may be heard less often than before. In Japan today, more men are also interested in fashion, makeup, and nail care. If you visit large areas of Tokyo such as Shibuya or Shinjuku, it is not unusual to see men who take great care with their appearance and style. Perhaps a new kind of otokogi is being born in the modern age. Thank you for watching. If you'd like, please tell me the word for man or male in your language in the comments. The Japanese kanji for man is made from field and power. What meaning does the word have in your language? See you in the next video. Goodbye.